We had a parliamentary visit down here. I wasn't invited, but they had a tour of the port, and they saw...
Down in Dover now, we are.
Yeah, in Dover, yeah. And they saw and traced a truck, and they said that the average speed for a truck going out of the eastern docks is 8 minutes. So, 10,000 trucks going through... taking 8 minutes to get through.
Yes.
Well, if we're going to go to customs after that, it's just, as I said before, only 1% of those trucks, those 10,000 trucks coming through here, go to customs, and it's already full up in the park there.
I mean, as you understand it, what happens on April the 1st of next year, or on March the 30th?
Well, we grind to a halt. I mean,
but this is the point at which I start sort of thinking of someone's put LSD in my tea or something like that. Because
Precisely, yeah. I mean, we have people who are reliant on our services, like from Italy. There's a lot of stuff comes in from Italy, like fridges for supermarkets, that sort of thing. The trucks will just be sitting here because a hard border is a hard border. There's no getting around it. And we've had, I can send them to you if you like, we've had notices, technical notices, reminding people that, your freedom you've got at the moment is going to disappear. You will have to do customs. You'll have to do customs in, say, Spain, make up what we call an export entry if you're importing, and then the truck will need to come here to Dover to do the import.
So you have to have checks at both borders. Of course you do.
Yeah, well, in some instances, like Serbia is a country that we could be similar to.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot smaller, 12 million, but it is in between the EU. So if we're doing a delivery to Greece, we leave the EU on the Serbian border and then go through Serbia and out the other side. And we need to do, when we do that, a T2L. So that means the Irish cargo, which will come through here, will have to do the same. And the other thing I wanted to point out, James, is that what the Cabinet probably don't realise, because I heard this Dominic Raab mention British trucks will be stuck at Calais. Well, there's hardly any British trucks. I mean, previous governments didn't understand freight either, and that's why the British haulage industry, or an international aspect of it, has virtually disappeared. I mean, we loaded a truck to Budapest a couple of months ago that was British. The first one we've done probably the first one we've done. It's that bad. They really don't understand freight.
I presume you're a bit like me, John. Don't take that as an insult. Let me finish. All right. I presume you're a bit like me in that you presumed that by now either the grown-ups would have turned up or the pennies would have dropped. And we're sitting watching the clock tick down in an area that you have dedicated your entire working life to.
That's it.
And the government and most of the media is behaving as if they inhabit a different planet.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ranting is like people who are panicking. They don't really understand at all, and they really have got themselves into a blind alley here. I mean, those trucks that I see going past my window at the moment, there goes a Hungarian, there goes a Polish guy, and so on. They're all foreigners.
Yeah.
They're not going to say, "Oh, I'm coming to England to sit in the queue for 3 weeks." They're going to say, "I'm not coming to England."
Give me the Frankfurt run, or give me the Warsaw run.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do, John. Actually, and I sense that you don't either. There's a sort of quiet despair underpinning this whole conversation now, isn't there? Because we can only do so much. We can only tell you. I can only get John on and say, "Here are some facts."
Well, as I look at it, this government's committed virtually political suicide and doesn't know what to do about it, and is now leading us to economic suicide, as I said last time.
Rather than saying sorry and admitting a mistake. Is there anything
being statesmanlike?
Yeah, very well. Yeah. Is there anything in Raab's suggestion that somehow the French will be unique in their go slow at ports, and that therefore we'll be able to find more amenable ports? I suppose most obviously you'd be looking at Belgium and Holland, wouldn't you?
Well, I can't understand why you're saying that.
Let me read you exactly. Hang on, just for the benefit of listeners, let me read you exactly what he said. Okay, we also need to prepare for the worst-case scenario, whereby the authorities at Calais are deliberately directing a go-slow approach, which is sort of blame them, by supporting a diversion of the flow to more amenable ports in other countries. He added that Britain will ensure it has money and investment in place, as well as, and this is another quote, cooperation with businesses and the port authorities, not just in the UK, but also in Belgium and the Netherlands and other parts of the EU. Does that reassure you at all?
Not at all, no.
Why not?
They don't have the capacity for 10,000 trucks a day. They just don't have it.
They could build it, couldn't they?
Well, and the other thing from the freight point of view is going to put the price up, because the cost of going, say, Zeebrugge to Dover, or, I don't know, Hook of Holland or so, you've got to go out of your way. You've got empty running, as we call it, and the price is much higher, and the whole thing's a lot slower. So, it's costing time and more money, and that's just not... And still you've got to do customs clearance when you get to a British port.
Are we over the hump, John? Is it too late now to I mean, short of calling the whole thing off, is there anything the government could do that would see your business operating at the beginning of April of next year as it is operating today?
Nothing, no.
What about EFTA?
Got to forget the whole idea of leaving the customs union. I mean, it's, when I go to, occasionally I go to conferences like on Ukraine or whatever, and they are desperately trying to get like us.
I know they are. I know that's the surreal element of it all, isn't it? They look at what we had, or are soon not to have, and see it as pretty much the best arrangement, the best possible arrangement, the best possible deal available.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah.
I won't detain you much longer, because I know you're very busy for now. But are you genuinely contemplating a sort of professional oblivion by the middle of next year?
Well, yes, absolutely. So that's why I came on, because I heard that guy who does the just-in-time van deliveries, and I felt, crikey, I'm in the same boat, because we will be, and it won't be just us, it will be our customers, and our suppliers, perhaps, as well. It's a really heavy blow if this goes ahead.